Just come on. Yes, sir.
Wanting clarity on what the Israelites are teaching. What does the Bible mean when it says in Romans 9:13, and as it is written, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, does God hate men?
All right, Romans 9:13.
Romans chapter 9 and at verse 13. As it is written.
As it is written.
Jacob have I loved.
Jacob I loved.
But Esau have I hated.
Why did he love Jacob? Because Jacob was a righteous man. He lived a righteous life. Why did he love Esau or hate Esau? Esau was totally the opposite. Now, the Hebrew Israelite brothers, this is what they try to, the way they try to make it is, Jacob represent black folk and Esau represent white folk, and God going to destroy all white brothers and sisters in the earth, and the only ones that's going to be in the kingdom of God is black folk. Yeah, that's why I love holiness. Holiness come between white and black and bring you both down to your knees.
That's right.
Let me say this to every white man living, every black man living. If I cut you, your blood, both of you, going to be red.
That's right.
And when a black man die and the white man die, I never met a racist worm. White man, every black man that don't obey God, you and your white britches and you and your black britches, the hell you going?
That's right.
And you're going to burn. And I'm telling you right now, one thing about the devil, he's willing to accept you, black, white, brown, yellow, even if you're plaid, the devil will accept you.
That's right.
All white folk.
And all nations.
Just all black folk.
All nations.
No black or white, just yellow.
And all nations.
Who's coming?
All nations.
Who's coming to the Lord's house?
All nations.
Who's coming to the Lord's house?
All nations.
All nations shall do what?
Shall flow unto it.
Then what?
And many people shall.
No, just black people.
Many people.
Just black folk.
And many people.
Just white folk.
And many people.
Many people shall come and say,
Come ye.
Come on!
And let us go up to the mountain of the Lord.
Let's come up to the mouth of the Lord.
To the house of the God of Jacob.
Wait a minute. Who's coming to the house of the God of Jacob?
And many people shall go and say,
Black,
Come ye.
white, brown, yellow, red is welcome to come to Jacob's God's house.
And he will teach us of his ways.
And we, hallelujah, glory to God. God's house.
And he will teach us of his ways.
And we, hallelujah, glory to God's house.
And he will teach us of his ways.
And we, hallelujah, glory to God.
Hi, shalom, shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray, because you are our saviors. You're the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live in this land. Well, it's you. You were stolen from Africa, they deceived you, they told you that you are slaves, but you actually the children of Israel. You. Only you gonna save us. So please come back to Zion. Only you gonna save us. Only you gonna save us. Only you gonna save us.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Also, a sincere shalom to you other elders, and you Akim, you brethren, and you few sisters, and you followers of the truth. And let me say shalom to the elect. Okay, this video popped up because since I did a video on GINO Jennings, he happened to come back with another video. Well, his video popped up, and I just wanted to touch on this video here. We're going to show you, according to the scripture, that what he was reading was talking about Israelites, actually. Now, we do say all nations will flow unto the Israelites, because the Israelites will lead the earth. But I'll show you in that text of Micah, or Makai, however you want to pronounce it, proves that it was talking about Israelites, strictly Israelites. Now he says black and white. He didn't even answer the question for the Romans 9 was it 9 and 13? Jacob I love, Esau I hated. If you go back before that, the Most High created him to be wicked. Okay, if you go back up to like Romans 9 and 11, and then I'm looking on the comment boards and they're talking about he will annihilate the Israelites. Yeah, maybe some, not us. Okay, some, not us. I'm trying to find the actual video so I can go off of what I saw. It's called Apostle Gino Jennings, Black Hebrew Israelites. Jacob I love, Esau I hated. This is going to be a slice session, and this is why we enjoy it. The Wali Yahabah Shem El Shah for Apostle Tahar bringing forth this blue letter through the Spirit. The Lord has awakened us to it. That's what makes us so much sharper. So it's not about a black or white at this point, because some of our people look white. We deal with nations. Other Israelites, they're on the black, white, whatever. But we do know, according to the lineage of Adumia, they will have to get servitude. Okay, it says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Also, I want to get into the fact that he spoke on hell. You're going to burn in hell. This is nothing but a Christian, man. There's no such thing as some lake of fire with burning hell. You had different definitions of the word hell in the Bible. This is why we go into the text. Okay? This is why we go into the text. Gehenna or Hades basically is grave under the ground. Underworld means under the world, in the ground. Gehenna was a place in Hinnom where they burnt the filth. So I don't want to go into there. If you want to look up that, I've got lessons on that. Other GMS brothers got lessons on the hell doctrine exposed. But I want to touch on this. We're going to go to first of all, Malachi 3 and 6, for I am the Lord, I change not. He never changed. Psalms 147 and 19, he sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Unto Israel, Jacob name turned to Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and for his judgments they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So these guys are making the Lord seem like a psychopath, or someone, let me say double-minded, or he thinks one way and the next minute he think another way. Nah, it's the text, man. It's the text. Let's go to Malachi 4 and 1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass, this is what he was quoting, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established. Well, who is the mountain of the house of the Lord? The kingdom of the house of the Lord. Israelites, Jacob, right? Under the house of David. Yahweh Shem Yahushua under the house of David. Okay, so it'll be established in the top of the mountains. It shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow to it, right? This proves that when we broke down Isaiah 14 and 2, Lord's will, you know what? I'm going to pull this up real quick and I'm going to come back to it. That them strangers was also talking about Israelites. As soon as I can find it, Isaiah 14, which is a breakdown that before saying the strangers with other nations. We're going to prove that too. All we got to do is look at these words. Okay, and the people shall flow into it. So he says his animated character as he is says what he says, right? I'm going to read that again. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of Israel, the mountain of the house of the Lord, shall be established, and at the top of the mountain, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow unto it. And this is what Gino Jennings were ramping on about. So I did a little more research digging into these words. I said, well, let me look at the house of the Lord. And I looked up all these words, the mountain, the house of the Lord. Then I went to people, 5971. Well, it says here, a nation, people, persons, members of one people, compatriots, countrymen, kinsmen, kindred. Right? But then you go into the reference. And from 86004, a people congregated unit, specifically a tribe, those of Israel. Okay? Those of Israel, hence collectively troops or attendants, figuratively, a flock or folk, men or nation. So when it says all men, peoples, tongues, kindreds, and we already know what kindreds mean. When you go into Revelation 7 and 9, I done went through it so much. When it says, in the peoples and kindreds and tongues, when John said, lo, I saw a multitude. The multitude, you go to Genesis, I believe 36, and go to precepts to Hosea 1 and 10, talking about the sand of the sea. But then when you look at the kindreds, and you look that up in the blue letter, the word kindreds is talking about the Israelites. It says nothing but this Bible is not for the Israelites. This Bible is nothing but for the Israelites. Goes on to say, in the Hebrew, people plural, people's tribe, Syriac, pretty much it. But those are the those are pretty much it. Okay, that's pretty much it. So when it says peoples, we go back here. You go back here to Micah 2. What is it? Micah 4:1, and it says, "But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of Israel, the mountain of the house of the Lord, shall be established at the top of the mountain, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow into it." Those peoples that was supposed to flow into it is talking about the Israelites. That's what they're saying. That is strictly the Israelites. So when we go down to the next verse, and it says, "And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord." I mean, these people just act like that we're saying that we're going to be the only people in the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be our heaven. And our heaven is going to make the world great. Make the earth great again. Okay? You know how like Trump got that slogan, "Make America great again"? Well, we're going to make the earth great again. Okay? "And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord." Who's the mountain of the Lord? The Israelites, starting with the elect. "And the house of God of Jacob." And he quoted that, proving this about the Israelites. "And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in the paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem." These are straight cuts, man. What is this guy talking about? "And he shall judge among many people." He didn't go this far. "And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. But they shall sit every man under the vine, under his fig tree." Everybody's going to have their portion. "And none shall make them afraid, for the mouth of the Lord of hosts has spoken it." So I don't understand what these people are saying. And this is the problem with these pastors and these speakers that get up and they try to throw these shots, and they have no idea what the hell they talking about. They know nothing about Jacob and Esau, man. This is all they see. But understanding that you had something called a Septuagint, who when they printed this, they put things in a certain perspective, but you have to be able to go through the research and go into the words and understand what words are saying. Right? You have to understand what the Lord is saying. Let's go to 4:7, because I'm not going to read the whole chapter. And it says, "And I will make her that halted a remnant, and her that was cast far off of a strong nation, and the Lord shall reign over them, and Mount Zion for henceforth even forever." Okay? Even forever. Right? You can read this whole chapter. Right? So the Most High, this is all basically coming to pay back, and the kingdom of heaven will be established under the house of David. Right? Reigning, ruling Israelites and other nations under the Israelites. That's it. You're not going to go into this guy's making it seem like, okay, everybody's partakers in the kingdom of heaven and everybody, because this is going to be a form of heaven for these other nations, right? But it's going to be our kingdom. That's going to be the difference. It's going to be our kingdom. I mean, what good is having a kingdom if you're not reigning and ruling, right? Right? It's not, what good is that? When you go to Romans 9:1, he says, for I could wish that myself was accursed from Yahushua for my brethren and my kinsmen according to the flesh. This is Romans 9:2. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, the glory, the covenants, and the giving of the law. Right. The Israelites is going to establish the law. And the other nations are going to follow. And the service of Yahweh and the promises. Who are the fathers and who concerning the flesh, Yahushua came. Who is over all. And God bless forever. So I don't know what more do you want? We just bringing out the truth. There's never going to be equality. There has never been equality. And I don't know what people make you think there will ever be equality. But there will be peace. And this is why the Most High put us through what he put us through, since he controls the situation. So we can have more appreciation for the earth, man. More appreciation for life in general, as we can see this man does it. And Salakia, let me go back to Isaiah 14:2, 14:1. For I will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So nobody could just place themselves in that land, okay? The Lord will do it. And the strangers shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. These strangers are other Israelites. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So this proves that even in a few different sentences, scriptures, it's talking about the Israelites, then it jumped to other nations. This is what we saw in Malachi 1:4. 4:1. When it said the people shall flow into it, that was talking about the Israelites. Those are the people. And the other nations that will also that will have to follow the laws set up by the children of it, set up by the Most High, instructed by the children of Israel. Okay. So anyway, it just shows you that the scriptures they go twofold, and sometimes they jump from one thing to the next. All right, and it's not that we're trying to make it that. You got to go into the text, and it'll tell you what it is. You know, it's just that simple. And to go further and prove, stranger, in this text is different references in Isaiah 14:2, but I'll get one of the references that matches up with it, Exodus 18:3, and it says, this is talking about Moses, who it says, and her two sons, which the name of one was Gershom, which was Moses' son, for he said, I have been an alien in a strange land, or basically Gershom just means stranger. You know, that's what that meant. So he was an Israelite. So this proves that there's a few times there's strangers as Israelites, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes peoples would be Israelites, sometimes there's not. Nations, sometimes the Israelites, sometimes they're not. But you have to go into the text. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.